Hi, I'm Kyle Offred, and today you're going to learn about organic chemistry. Yeah, man, the party was crazy, and then he just started rubbing ice cream all over everybody.
Yeah, I know, dude. That was wild. But you know, look at the time. I gotta go do the IR.
What's IR?
When you're older, you learn. You know, after a long day at the lab, after just a tough experiment, you never really know what you're gonna get, and you can use the IR to figure out if you got your product, or maybe you made methamphetamine or cocaine. You never really know. And I always like to know, because I'm all business whenever I get into the lab. Everyone respects me, even Mr. Schaefer.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, hey, come on over. I'm using the infrared spectrometer right now. I'll show you how it's done. So the first thing that you have to do is open up the spectrum. And once we open it up, you have to log on. As you can see, the username is FTIR user. And the password is organic. Then you have to select an instrument. You're going to want to select spectrum. You see, what most people do is they just go in guns blazing and just put their stuff in there and they scan it. But what you gotta do is you gotta do a background scan like this. And then you can name it whatever you want. Obviously Angie and them named it Diels-Alder because they were doing the Diels-Alder lab. So we'll just delete that. But yeah, you gotta put it in a name, that's why. So I'll just put in my name. This is the most exciting part.
What's exciting?
The scan. Oh yeah, where was I? So salt plate preparation. In the beginning of the year, a lot of the experiments that we did ended with the product being in liquid form, and to run that through the IR, you have to use a salt plate. And the salt plates are in the desiccators. Be careful when you open the desiccator. And this right here is what we call a salt plate. And this right here is what we call the other salt plate. Now, I know you're thinking, I'm just going to put my product on there and put it in the IR. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to clean them first because we don't trust anyone else. So to clean the salt plate, you get a little bit of ethanol. You get your syringe that you cleaned before. You put it on there. And then you go in figure 8 motions. Only figure 8, nothing else. Can't go in a square, not a circle, not a triangle, not a rectangle. Once you've properly cleaned your salt plates, you take your product and you put it on the clean face of one of your salt plates. A little bit. And then you use the other salt plate to make a seal, like so. And then, here's the good part. You get to put it inside our wonderful machine right here. And the reason why you want to put it right here is because the infrared beam shoots out from this side.
It's the other side.
Shoots out from this side right here, and that's how science happens. Now once your product has been properly put on the salt plate and inserted into the IR machine, you click scan to figure out what you got. And this is where the magic happens. So you're always just going to want to accept. And then here's your scan. I know what you're saying. What are these? These are just mountains, right? That's what I thought. But our great machine gives us the possibility to compare our scan against thousands of other scans. So all you have to do is click IR search. And you will get what you potentially have. Oh, wow, ethanol. Now, I know what you're saying you have ethanol, but it's not always 100% guarantee. It is just one of the best resources that we have, and nothing is ever a guarantee. In order to further verify our results, you can click IR Interpret, and this tool will allow us to look at the different peaks, and it will tell you what you potentially have, like a carbonyl compound or an alkyl group, a hydrogen bonded compound, and this helps when you're writing a lab report or you're just trying to figure out what you have. Hey there, welcome back. Now sometimes in your experiments it's not always a liquid and you can't use the salt plates, so you have to make your own KBR salt plate to test your solid sample. Now to do this, you have to start by cleaning a mortar and pestle and 2 bolts and a nut. So after washing your mortar and pestle and nuts and bolts with soap water and acetone, you will place it in the oven for about 10 minutes. And while they are drying in the oven, you will measure out 0.1 to 10 milligrams of your solid sample and about 100 milligrams of KBR. Now we have pre-measured out our KBR with our solid sample. And as long as you're close, you're good. And here is our sample. Perfect. Now after your mortar and pestle and nuts and bolts have dried, you can place in your solid sample into the mortar. And then you gotta grind it up. Really get in there, use your hips. And once your solid sample is properly distributed into the mortar, you want to add in your KBR. Now to make your KBR salt plate, first what you want to do is insert 1 bolt into the bottom side of the nut and screw it in until you get about halfway up. And then you can insert it into the clamp. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then we insert our sample and KBR stuff into it. And once you have this done, you can insert the other bolt in, and then you want to tighten with the torque wrench until you get about as tight as you can go. And then you hold it for about a minute. And after about a minute, you're going to want to take off the top. not easy. And then you got your salt plate. And you remove it from the clamp. All right. So again, before you scan, you're going to want to run a background scan. Just like last time.
You have to hit scan.
That almost looks stupid right there. And now that our background scan is complete, you will place the whole thing with your salt plate in it into the IR. And then you click scan again. So once your scan is complete, again, you can use the same tools as we had last time. You can use your IR search, interpret, and if you want to print your scan, you click print, and your graph will come out down here. And that's how you use the IR. And you have to remember to clean up all your materials, or Mr. Schaefer will be very upset and you will fail.